Yo, what's good? It's your boy Danny. Grab a snack, kick back. We got shit to talk about. So the problem with shaming tactics, you could also look at this as like locker room talk, bar talk, whatever you'd like to call it, really. I look at it as almost like hazing too. You could put it in that category. But basically, you've seen it before, where people make fun of you. They'll be like, oh, nah, bro, you not sleeping with 20, 30 girls, bro? You must be gay. Nah, bro. What you mean, bro? Nah, man, drink this. You gotta put some hair on your chest, bro. You too soft, bro. You pussy, bro. Nah, me personally, bro. That kind of way of talking to you, that kind of way of almost degrading you, but it's written off as a joke. That way of shaming you, but it's written off as a joke. It's not a joke. And if it is, it's not funny. And the problem with this type of behavior is it really stops individuals from being who they truly are out of fear. And the fear comes from not being accepted by the group. It comes from not being accepted by the in crowd. And I get it, because we all want to be accepted in one way or another. We all want to feel like we belong somewhere. But the problem is when that desire gets taken advantage of from weak individuals. The people that make jokes like that, the people that talk to you that way, they're weak. They can't fathom individuals being one type of way, or they've been through some type of traumatic experience that puts a bad taste in their mouth towards a certain way of living. So therefore, as opposed to really trying to understand that, or maybe even subconsciously, because it's not like everybody does it on purpose, they project their ideology onto you, or they try to get you to sip the Kool-Aid that they want you to drink by making fun of you, by making you feel as if there's something wrong with the way that you are. And there isn't anything wrong with the way that you are. If you're gay, so what? If you're from a third world country and your people have to struggle, so what? How's that funny? How is any of it funny? Really, truly. And the problem is, I think that we've let a lot of people get comfortable with the idea of just saying things and laughing it off, even awkwardly, just to get them to shut up. Or we've gotten people comfortable with the idea that they could say anything that they want without repercussions. But at the end of the day, we have to learn to respect each other's existence. And if not, then there should be expected resistance. And I'm not saying this to radicalize you. I'm not saying that you should go out and just start beating on people or even fighting them or escalating things to physical violence once they disrespect you. But what I'm saying is that you have to start seeing people for who they really are. You have to start looking at them with open eyes, and you have to learn to really be comfortable standing on your own, because not saying that you should be antisocial, not saying you shouldn't have friends, but the more comfortable you are with yourself, the more comfortable you are being by yourself, the less likely it is that you'll actually end up in these situations where people are prodding you along based off of your desire to be liked, based off of your desire to be accepted. At the point in which you're stripping away aspects of who you are, at the point in which you're taking away key components of who you are, really, or denying yourself what your true reality is for the sake of being accepted by friends, those are not your friends. Those are not your homies. Those are not your boys. Those are not your brothers. If they don't love you unconditionally, and if they don't know how, then they aren't for you. And it isn't to say that they are unworthy of love. It isn't to say that they deserve a bunch of bad things to happen to them, but they need to learn how to let people live. And if they can't, then you need to do what you can to get away from those people, or at least distance yourself mentally. Stop drinking the poison that they're trying to feed your mind. Stop taking in that hatred that they want you to consume. Because when you're in a room by yourself and you can't even sit with yourself because you don't like who you are, because you've been conditioned not to, because you've been taught to hate yourself the same way they've been taught to hate themselves, the cycle will only continue. I'm not saying that, again, you have to escalate things. But what I am saying is you have to be aware when they are saying, oh, bro, you bro, you must be gay. Oh, bro, you It's who taught them that? Or who hurt them in such a way to make them really think that way and to think that that's okay? And they could deny it as much as they want. That just means that they're deeper in the shit. They're just as lost. They don't know why they think what they think. They don't know why they hate you. They don't know why they hate the way you want to live. And if they do, and they still want to live that way, then why do you have any business being around that kind of person? Somebody knows exactly why they hate you, and they're okay with that. They want to hate you. Why let them? Why give them the satisfaction of you hiding what you really are? Why give anybody that satisfaction? If they want to think that way, let them think that way. If they want to feel uncomfortable, let them feel uncomfortable. Your job is not to go around making people feel safe because you hide how you live. As long as you're not hurting anybody, don't hide it. As long as if you are hurting somebody, stop, but you're not. These shaming tactics can never come from a place of actually hurting people, because the reality is when somebody is actually out here doing bad things, everybody's quiet. That same guy that wants to talk shit on you for being gay, or that same guy that wants to talk shit on you for going to robotics club as opposed to hanging out with girls after school, that same guy's going to be dead silent when somebody's out here assaulting women, when somebody's out here beating up on people, when somebody's out here robbing people. The same guy that's going to be quiet. The same one that can puff out their chest to make you feel small is the same one that gets nice and quiet when they actually have to step up. Because they're cowards, because they're spineless, because they're weak. You have to develop that character about yourself to where nobody else can tell you what you are or what you're going to be but you. You decide that. Nobody else gets to decide that. It doesn't matter how many jokes they make. They're not funny. And you have every right to not laugh. You don't have to go along with this. You don't have to laugh. You don't have to go along with it. You don't have to take it. You don't have to be around for it. Not everything that they say is worthy of a response. It's not. Not everything that somebody says toward you is truly worthy of a response. Let the silence speak volumes. When they say something stupid, stay quiet. Let them sit within that silence, bro. Let them sit within the uncomfortable nature of the reality that they aren't actually that funny, that what they said actually wasn't that tasteful. Let them sit with it. And even if they want to laugh, even if they want to act up, just simply observe and ask yourself if you've ever wanted to be like that. If you actually want to be accepted by somebody that thinks that way. If you actually want to share the company long term of somebody that thinks that way. Now, I get it, because sometimes it could be your family. Sometimes it could be a close friend that you might not want to lose. I'm not saying you always have to cut these people off. But know that you have that boundary about yourself. Know that you're going to stand tall in your body. Stand tall in the way that you think. Stand tall in what you believe. And be a pillar for that. Embrace it. Be that natural resistance that exists within the world for them. Don't just subside your beliefs for the sake of the relationship that you want with another person. Still have your beliefs. And if that means that the bond that you guys have won't go any deeper than where it's at, then that's something that you have to learn to accept until they can see things clearly. But don't tuck your tail. Don't hide who you are, because at the end of the day, you hurt nobody but yourself when you do that. And they win. And they don't really win either, because at the end of the day, again, the question comes down to who conditioned them to think that way. You have to have that empathy, and you have to let it extend towards your enemy, because your enemy is not really your enemy. Your enemy is the energy. Your enemy is whatever created that thought process, because it can be changed. It can be overwritten. And that's not to say it's always easy. Some people are very stuck in their ways, especially when they're older and they've thought that way for a very long time. But at the end of the day, they are still not your enemy. The energy is, the ideology is, the philosophy is. That is the actual enemy, not the person, not the human being. Don't dehumanize those people. Don't take away their humanity, because at the end of the day, somebody did to them what they are trying to do to you now, and that's why they think it's okay. They've been conditioned to believe that that is the way to live. And the only way that they will see different is if you are the antithesis to that. If you are the natural opposition to that. If you exist simply to show them that there is another way. And if they don't get it in this lifetime, then they don't get it in this lifetime. But don't hinder your path. Don't stop your dharma for the sake of them. Don't stop for anybody. Anybody. Doesn't matter who. It can be somebody that you love the most. It doesn't matter. You never stop for anybody. You have to do what's right because you think it's right for you. That is the right thing to do. And that will always do you good in the long run. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be painless. But it's infinitesimally better than living a life in this small, shallow box because you're scared to dance. Because you're scared to look goofy. Because you're scared to be a little awkward. That's not living. That's dying. That's suffocating. That's suffering. You're not feeling anything. Feel the world around you. Be in it. Be a proponent in the world. Be something different in the world. Don't be the same. How many niggas we know wear Marys? How many people have we seen? We go to the party, we see everybody with the same 3 outfits. Be somebody that wears something different. Shake it up. Don't fall into the, oh, look what he got on, bro. So? At the end of the day, we all wearing clothes made from the same 5 factories. And you mean to tell me, because I wore this and you wore that, you think you got some right to kind of make fun of my... You're lame. Some people aren't into clothes. Let them be. Some people aren't into games. Let them be. Some people aren't into books. Let them be. Let people be. But also know that you have the right to be too. And don't let anybody disturb that. And that doesn't have to escalate. It can literally just be as simple as not everything deserves a response. If somebody's saying some dumb shit to you, it might not be worth a response. It honestly might not be. Because the only thing that you do in that moment is you give them that energy. You give them that idea as if they have a right to even speak on you when they don't. So why engage? They don't. They don't have a right to speak on you. They don't have a right to speak on the way that you live. So why entertain it? Why give them the idea that they have some sense of power? Because in that moment, when you speak on it, when you sit there and you try to go back and forth with them, the only thing that you do is give them that power that you actually have. The biggest form of defiance that you can ever do to anybody that wants to oppose the way you live is to continue living. That is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Live. Don't laugh at the corny jokes. Don't laugh at the little AOs. Don't get wrapped up in the shaming tactics of people making fun of people for being disenfranchised or people making fun of people for anything for that matter. Don't sit there and chuckle when it's not funny. When you see people punching down, being bullies because they think it's cool and makes them feel good, look at them. Take a real good look at them because that's who they really are. That's who they really are. They get high off of that. It's a power trip for them. Don't feed it. Don't feed the junkie.